G'day guys, I'm back again doing another Mirage F1 Autopilot assisted ILS approach in slightly rougher weather than last time. Let's get started. So we're flying southward toward Beirut. It's a bit rainy, a bit of overcast, quite a lot of cloud. We're going to be landing on runway 17, which has an ILS frequency of 109.5, and we better work out this runway heading. Okay, let's drag a line from the corner of the runway here and forward along. Okay, 174 degrees magnetic. I'll just keep those numbers in my head for a moment and we'll head back out to the cockpit. Okay, looking down at the take out an ILS control box, we've got a few things to do. We'll switch this over to 109.5. There we are. And we'll set our runway heading. Drag this to 174. This takes a little bit of time doing it this way. I'll just scroll with the mouse wheel, it's a bit faster. Nearly there, 174, there we are. And we'll switch this outer knob down to ILS. Very important to do that, otherwise it just won't work properly. Okay, on our ADI we now have azimuth information for the ILS station. It's just a little bit to our right, but you'll note that there is no glide slope information just as yet. Okay, let's go back up to our autopilot panel and engage the azimuth hold. We don't have glide slope information, so I'm going to leave that alone for now. So we'll tap on the R to engage the azimuth hold, and you can see we're just under 5,000 feet at the moment. We'll need to start descending shortly. Seeing as we can't see very much, I might switch over our radar to ground mapping, which is V1. So we'll just rotate through this to V1, there we are. And yep, there we are, we can see the landmass in front of us. Okay. Active pause is off, and the autopilot is turning us onto the ILS azimuth. So we'll have a couple of things to set up now. You can see that we're about 37 miles out. So we'll go over and we'll turn our landing light on. And then we'll come back and we'll adjust our seat height. And we'll switch our HUD over to landing mode first. And the seat height. I find the click spot a bit hard to get for this one, but it's just beside the lever. Now we're still just under 5,000 feet. I want to be at 3,000 feet, 10 miles from my touchdown point. So I'm going to initiate a descent now by tapping forward on the trim hat. Let's have a look at this radar here, see if we can make out any of the details. And zoom in a little bit to 35 miles. There's a bit of detail there. We're at 24 miles now, so I should think about slowing down. I'm going to throttle back and pop the air brakes out. Passing through 4,000 feet. We still don't have any glide slope information on the ADI. I'm going to start making my descent a shallower one in a moment. 3,300. So I'll start tapping on the nose up trim button. Just a little bit at a time. It seems to have arrested our rate of descent. And while this is all happening, I'm modulating the throttle as well. I'm going to put the autopilot on altitude hold. So I'm going to quick look at the radar. I'll switch it down to 15 miles. Yeah, details along the coastline are getting a bit sharper. Okay, 40 miles, we should be getting glide slope signal very shortly. We're still slowly decelerating. When the glide slope information becomes available, we'll go up to our autopilot panel and engage the glide slope hold. Should be any moment now. Oh, there it is. We'll disengage the altitude hold on the autopilot panel and engage the glide slope hold. Okay, so note how the glide slope button is red. That means that we are not on the glide slope yet, we haven't intercepted it. Now, I should note that you should not engage the glide slope hold from above, because it will place you into a very, very difficult to recover from nosedive. There we go, we've intercepted it. It's gone green. Okay, we need to decelerate a fair bit now, so I'm going to put the air brakes out. And as we slow through 250 knots, I'm going to pop in the first stage of flaps. So we're rapidly decelerating, and that's pretty close. Let's get half flaps out. Yep, there we are. And in a moment I'm going to drop my gear and the remaining flap. Okay, we've got the gear warning, so pop that down, flaps down, and let's concentrate on getting on speed. So we're going to focus on the AOA gauge just to the left of the HUD. We're a little fast at the moment. Just slowly working back the throttle. I've gone a bit too far, so we're a bit slow. We're getting back into the green. I'm being very gentle with the throttle. Just focusing on staying on speed. A bit slow, so I'll give it a little bit more throttle. And the nose is starting to wander a little bit. So I'm not going to let this fly me all the way down to the runway. I'm going to take over fairly shortly. Just focusing on the AOA on my lineup. Okay, taking over from the autopilot. Aiming for centerline. Start flaring and start throttling back. There's touchdown, a bit harder than I would have liked. Okay, let's get the drag chute out. And we'll slow down. Something to be aware of when you're using the auto-land system is that at some weights, with some loadouts, you can encounter a serious pitch oscillation, which makes it extremely dangerous. So that's something to keep in mind. Don't be afraid to take back over from the autopilot. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed making it, and I will see you on the next one.